Kaneki has taken Dead by Daylight by storm, and as expected for a movement killer like his, a lot of techs have gotten discovered quite quickly. While some Kaneki mains have started a space program and explored the maps from above, there have been some useful techs too. Kaneki can actually vault while recovering from his cooldown, and sliding into vaults lets him continue his power after the vault, a very strong technique to catch up to vaulting survivors. It is possible to hug tiles for insane movement, but the by far deadliest tech was actually accidentally discovered by me about 15 minutes after the PTB started, and this has now risen to become by far his strongest tech. This has been coined the kidnap tech. By hitting the Nancy with my second leap, she got locked in place, but I actually cancelled my own stun by vaulting a pallet, allowing me for an easy hit on her. As you can probably tell by the example, this tech is incredibly deadly, and if you utilize it perfectly, then it is incredibly deadly unless the survivor knows about it. The latest balance patch for Kaneki made the range to injure significantly shorter. This was meant as a nerf, but makes the kidnap tech so much stronger. As a survivor, you will have to hug vaults or pallets until the Kaneki is not on his power anymore. If he is enraged and you're not in mending, then he will lock you in an animation and just hit you afterwards. You know what else is way too strong? Apex Gaming's awesome lineup of rigs ready to spice up your gaming session. For example, the streamer model rocks an Nvidia GeForce RTX 4060 graphics card with a Ryzen 7 5700X 8-core CPU combined with a strong 32GB of RAM. A powerful rig that will be able to provide great performance even on high settings. There's also a labor and warranty guarantee for 2 years with the option of financing. Don't forget to use my 5% discount code NOTHENS, which can be used on top of any existing promotions when you purchase an Apex Gaming PC. Alright, Groaning Stars, we are in with Rize, a skin for Kaneki, and we are trying to get the most. We're trying to kidnap people. Alright, we see 3 people over there. We got enraged on the Michaela now, and we need enraged to make this work, by the way, in case you didn't know. And she's camping that pallet, I think. We have our first victim, don't we? Alright, I kind of got rolled. Okay, I should have aimed away from that. That is my bad. If I look into the pallet, I actually vaulted. And that's not what I want, so... Badly done by me. And that was too close. If she would have moved like a millimeter away, by the way, then she would have been fine. But because she was directly up to it, we couldn't make it happen. All right. That's the first one. So the advantage of this is we have our cooldown back faster and we can do it again. Because they're not marked, they're not in mending, and I think we're gonna get them one, right? Cool, perfect. Jolt on 2 different gens. So there's a lot of skill to this because obviously you need to dash fast. So you need a little bit of setup. Alright, that was the most obvious flashbang I've ever seen in my life. I'll not lie to you. Okay, where are we going here? Wait, is she actually? Okay. It seems to be like you can somehow glitch that out now by hitting through windows. Very odd the way that works, but... Oh. Alright, let's get her injured. That will make it way stronger anyway, to be honest. And I think Michaela's going around here, right? Are we thinking correctly? Yes, we are. Perfect. Fast vault. If she wasn't in mending, by the way, that would have been a kidnap tech. But because she's marked and in mending, it doesn't work. Perfect. Let's go back on the Nancy and hit her down. Ooh, she's by the vault. Perfect. That's it. She's stuck in the animation and we can down her. What she had to do is hug the pallet until I go into cooldown. This is the perfect scenario for it and makes the vault so strong. Because if the survivor doesn't know what they're doing, then they're presumably gonna die. And we just did another one. We just vaulted in cooldown, which is possible. That is probably gonna get fixed at some point though, obviously. That is not something that should be in the game. Ooh. Wait, what? Do you vault? Run away? Perfect. She's going wide now, okay. Cool. Another search value coming in. I always want to call it Jolt. It's been called for Jolt for so long. Alright, nobody on those gens. I will obviously leave the pallet there. Just to spice it up a little bit more. Very nice. We're getting enraged without actually... marking her. That allows us to kidnap tech on the window again. Cool. Let's get the Nancy into mending again. We have so much pressure. So much pressure. Oh my god. Okay. We just scampered a little bit, but we... didn't vault the window. That was a little bit odd. Okay. Alright, put it on the hook. Everyone is into it right now. Lots of pressure for us. Someone on this? Yeah, they are. Ooh, they're running. They do be running. So this is another position where... the kidnap is so strong because, yeah, at tier walls, you have no chance. You have no chance. You need to hack the window. If I dash once, you cannot allow me to vault ever. That's the gist of this. I think the Nancy has DS, right? I'm gonna eat it anyway. It's okay. No surprise. Okay, I don't know why this didn't work, by the way. Like, sometimes this doesn't work. I'm not sure why. No. Perfect. Didn't walk that twice, even though she's not amending. Alright, I see you. In case you didn't know. I do have 2 eyes, and they are functional. Take! Run away! Yeah, the kidnap is definitely one of the most brutal tricks you can do. But as a survivor in power, you can outplay it. Like I said, you can hack the windows, you can hack the pallets, and if you do, then you're fine. But it's obscure counterplay and should probably get removed. But as of right now, a lot of Kaneki mains are already out there, and they're doing this. So be prepared to face it, because a lot of survivors will not know what's going on. Oh my. Oh my. I don't even know what's going on. Where did she run? Close, close. Do you want to drop anything? Oh, I only have 2. Ooh, I'm not enraged right now. Well, that's a little bit of a problem. Now we're enraged. Perfect vault. Alright, GG's. Let's play one more game. See how much we can get out of it in the next one. Alright, we got another game. We got another Macmillan. I think it was another offering, yep. Okay, we're spawning in the middle. Let's quickly get enraged to make sure we can get the maximum amount of value out of the kidnap tag, because that's a requirement. So, and... oh, I mean, this guy's dead, right? Like, straight up. Straight up dead. To be that way. Oh. Oh, he's trying to dodge somehow. I'll just get him infected if he doesn't want to vault. Cool. 2 infections. Barbecue and chili will tell us where to go. I ideally don't want to chase people that are full health here. I want to chase people that are full health, not the other way around. Where are we going? Are we gonna vault anything? We are, and there we go. That's the first one. So, I mean, it's like he's kind of dead anyway, right? Like, if he hugs that window, I go around, I cancel, and he's dead. So, like, no matter what he does there, it's kind of dead because of the kidnap tag. Do be kind of insane, I have to say. Do be pretty insane. Remember who I am. Okay, well, okay. He was a little bit too close. So I have the brown add-on, obviously, that allows me to... ooh. I don't hit that. That allows me to hold my power for 3 more seconds, so I was kind of locked in. Damn, he's doing a very great job here, honestly. Well done. Good delay by the Jake. This is a good player. Cool. Put him on the hook. Barbecue and chili will tell us where to go. Very nice. Oh, is he gonna vault? Yes, he is. Nice. Perfect. Oh, the slingshot is also another one of the crazy ones. I even got our way too far there, but you can kind of double your momentum. And go incredibly far. Nice. Remind came him. Got a grab. Put him on the hook real quick. Jake is still injured. He did not choose to heal, interestingly enough. Oh wow, that's perfect. So I got the enraged, but she's not marked. Which means I have a shorter cooldown too. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, this should be very kidnappable, and it is. I think she even had life, but she stood still for the entire duration of it, so no value for her. Once again, if you are on the survivor side, you need to hug that pallet in that case. That's how you survive in that situation. Because at that point, I would actually hit you and not cancel my own cooldown. I see scratch marks. Is this... no, that's Bloodhawk, actually. Alright, I'll get you injured. She did not drop the pallet. Smart. Honestly, While you're full health, I think you should almost never drop pallets on this killer. Because the injury is so free and you kind of want to piss off them. Wasting pallets is detrimental because this killer thrives off dead zones. And if you create a lot of dead zones, then you make this killer exponentially more strong. Hello, Loi. She wants to reach that pallet, right? She does. This is live. Very nice. Okay. Get her injured. And I think she's down already, right? Yeah, there's nothing she could do. All right, perfect. Okay, he's probably confused. So he had to hug that pallet in that case. This guy probably... It must be really confusing if you don't know what's going on. All right, 1 gen left. They're doing a pretty good job. But this is the problem with staying injured. This is the big problem. We got the refresh on the enraged. That's perfect. I think she knows she's not gonna reach it. Okay, is he gonna vault? Yes. He cancelled almost all of his life in that case. I mean, you can't really walk that gen because it's right next to the pallet. But you... Yeah, well, I mean, either you know or you don't. Which is like the unfortunate thing. I think this should definitely get fixed. Being able to cancel your own animation and just hit people, it feels pretty bad. There's already a lack of counterplay for this killer. So, yeah. Sprint burst, okay. But yeah, obviously, if you ever play against someone doing this, then what you need to do is to hug the pallet, because that way they cannot vault over, they cannot cancel their own animation. Hug the window, hug the pallet, and it only works for the chain hits. So keep that in mind. So it is situational, it needs a lot of setup, and if you know what you're doing, then this will not work against you. But as it stands right now, I've played against like 3 that knew what they were doing and knew this so far. So yeah, took me a moment to understand, but make sure to hug the resource against this killer if they are chain dashing. And you can also obviously wait for them to cancel. Because if they actually hit you, then they give you free distance. Medkit. Good choice. Alright, you can survive.